The bloody battle for Sarajevo. Homes wiped out by a terror bomb. Civilians killed in their hospital beds. Alan Pizzi is there. Damage control at the Simpson trial. Bill Whitaker on a glove in hand and a shot in the foot. And Eye on America. For half a century, unsung heroes. Tonight, Richard Threlkeld tells their story.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. The fight is on and the die is cast in Bosnia. Muslim-led government forces have launched their biggest offensive of the war, trying to break open a road and break the siege of Sarajevo. The Serbs responded with more ruthless attacks on civilians, including unloading a 500-pound bomb on a hospital. Correspondent Alan Pizzi is covering the fierce fighting around Sarajevo.
Under pressure from Bosnian government advances, the Bosnian Serbs today turned some of their guns on civilian areas. These houses were wrecked by what UN officials described as a terror weapon, a 400 to 500-pound aircraft bomb propelled by 4 rockets. Inaccurate, they sometimes explode in the air. 2 patients died in their beds when a tank round hit the main hospital. Casualty wards turned into a morgue. Shells also hit UN compounds, sending peacekeepers into their bunkers. At least 5 were wounded today. The Bosnian Serbs also used these light UN tanks, which they seized from the UN last month. Bosnian government forces have had success on fronts north and southwest of the city. They've also cut the principal supply road linking the Bosnian Serb capital Pale with the Serb-controlled part of Sarajevo and the main Serb military headquarters.
When you add that together from a psychological, a political and a military sense, that road is significant.
Observers here attribute the success to new weapons acquired despite the arms embargo and better tactics, including fighting in mountainous terrain that gives the government infantry an advantage over the Bosnian Serbs' heavy guns. The government official said his forces were doing reasonably well, but there was, in his words, a lot of work left to do. As much as the UN and the international community protest this latest round of fighting, Bosnian government forces do seem to be on their way to their stated goal of easing the pressure on this city, something Western diplomatic efforts have failed to do for more than 3 years. But the pain goes on. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Sarajevo.
The latest war escalation in Bosnia is dominating what is supposed to be an international economic summit in Canada, attended by President Clinton, Boris Yeltsin, and other world leaders. More on that from White House correspondent Rita Braver in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Officially, this day was devoted to meetings about the world's economy. But the chiefs of state were preoccupied with the turmoil in Bosnia. As they prepared for a class photo, the leaders huddled around French President Jacques Chirac for a mini-briefing on the situation in Sarajevo. The strength of the Muslim forces, he said, does not allow them to pierce the Serb defenses. For President Clinton, the situation is complicated by Republican congressional leaders balking at the U.S. contributing to financing for a new United Nations Rapid Reaction Force designed to protect peacekeepers.
We think we're buying into a failed policy